Hey guys, it's Ramanda for Gangolize Treasure, and here we are back with my cunning use of pockets. This is actually a later gram in the Centralized Antique Mall in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I was in this booth checking out all the glass. A lot of it was actually more modern recreations than actual vintage, but that's totally fine. Everybody styles how they style. This place was so big and so random. Like, you absolutely have to love it. Like, there's so much stuff to take in. I'm sorry I'm getting you super up close and personal with this statue. I'm actually looking at the steins behind the statue because I give my brother steins for presents. It's a long story. Ask me later. So this is just the beginning of the store. We're already on to our next booth. Everything was just so different. All the booths have their own little personalities. There was all these handmade quilts, and I don't know if they're true vintage or not because I have no idea about quilts. Like, that's just not a folk art that I'm familiar with. I'm obviously checking this glassware to see what it is, what they're asking for it. Um, I loved all these little touches of decoration inside each different booth, but nothing really either screamed out to me or was like the right price to say like, okay, this is a treasure to resell for somebody else. So I loved looking at the booths and I loved being in the booths, but there wasn't anything everything looked great, but there wasn't anything that was like the right thing for our shop. So I think you already know, it's not a secret. We didn't end up with anything from here other than those napkin rings. So if anybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving, we do have a beautiful set of crystal napkin rings for you. Here's like a artsy craftsy booth that I loved. And I was like, do these people make it themselves? Do they just like have screen printers at home? Like, I want to know the story now. And then me as an artist, I don't know if you saw those empty window frames in the corner, but I was like, ooh, I want those. And I, once again, following the rules, we're here for the shop, not for me. And they were not priced at like garage sale prices. So for me to take it home and, sand it and repaint it and use it for my art, I don't want to pay furniture prices or, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but thrifting life, man. I just can't. If you paid full price for something, you got taken. So there's all these beautiful mirrors and wall art. Everything felt very cottagecore and homey. There's a ginger jar. I don't know if you guys saw that ginger jar, but that was really pretty. It was too bright, and I just kind of knew from the paint that it was modern. And then we have these beautiful, like, milk glass little, I don't know if they're like cookie jars. They're really round and wide and flat, so I don't know what those two milk glass things are really for. Once again, I'm flipping over all the tags on everything, and nothing is really priced to move, which is fine if you're here shopping. Like, it is priced at what things are really worth. You can look things up online and it would be really consistent. So I stopped here and looked at this. I don't know if those are violets or pansies, that tea set, but the edging was too bright. So I was like, that looks like a remake to me. Like, that doesn't look like true vintage. So I didn't even try to reach through all that and touch it. Trying to be careful. So I'm wandering around like the very last corner booth. And I really love the stand that everything is on here, almost more than most of the stuff on it. This booth really reminded me a lot of my grandpa Fran. Especially with like all the woodsy theme and the mug and just the rustic feel. I'm checking out these analog clocks to see, like, does it just need a battery? Would I have to take it to fix it somewhere? Because those are true vintage. Like, that could have been something on Grandpa Fran's stand, and I know that they're really popular for like vintage, cottagecore, granny core decorating. But without knowing how much of an investment it would have been to fix it, I just didn't feel like that was not my brave moment. So I backed off of that and just looked through all the rest of this awesome memorabilia through here. You don't have to love everything in the thrifting world to get that everything is something that somebody else loves and that there's so much history and story and intention behind somebody putting a booth together like that. I really loved that experience. So thanks for coming along. This is our final booth. All these lamps are so pretty. Like they're just ready to be put right. There's a Le Creuset pan right there, that orange one. And then there's some Corningware, the brown and the purple. I think it's Corningware or Pyrex. There's all these beautiful sets of crystal. And I was really just trying to show how different just like one booth to the next was, and just how much stuff. Like I'm seeing things as I'm playing it back that I didn't see in person